Last year, Lead with Words had the opportunity to pitch Nike at their China headquarters in Shanghai. Because China is their second largest market, this is an important office for them. In this video, we'll walk you through our customized pitch for Nike, the 4 principles of persuasion that went into creating it, and how you can use these principles to persuade your own audience. Coming up. Hi everyone, I'm Michelle, a co-founder of Lead with Words. We work with top organizations to help their people increase their influence. And now we want to help you with these bite-sized videos. If you're new here, consider subscribing. As soon as we confirmed a meeting with a lady in HR at Nike, we knew we needed to develop a unique, customized pitch for her. Here's the process of how we did that, and some principles of persuasion we used. These principles can be used in any situation where you need to persuade. Persuasion principle number 1, research your audience. This is where you start. By researching your audience, you'll get a glimpse into what they're like, so you can then customize your presentation to them. In our case, we had 2 audiences, the lady in HR, an individual, and Nike, a company. To research individuals, I suggest using LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc. And if you're in China, where Lead with Words has a lot of followers, and you're connected to the person on WeChat, definitely go ahead and scroll through their moments and see if you have any groups in common. From these sites and apps, you can gather a lot of information about their professional and educational background, and other things like what articles they're writing, liking, or reposting. When doing research on a company, their website is the first place to start. You can also follow them on social media or subscribe to news alerts so you get regular updates about them. Another excellent strategy is to read the non-financial part of their annual report. Find the section about the overall strategy and direction of the company for the coming years. We've been working with Mercedes-Benz since 2016, and when we pitched them, we referred to their Leadership 2020 strategy and how our services fit in with that strategy, and it worked. It's more persuasive when you shape your idea or solution to fit into your audience's existing ideas and needs than it is to change their mind. That's why it's important to research your audience. What do they need? What do they value? What do they already know and believe? Now, back to Nike. We started our research on Nike's corporate website, and one of the first things that popped up out to us was this photo. Specifically, shattering limits daily caught our attention. In the next principle, I'll elaborate on what we did with this insight. Persuasion principle number 2, draw a connection. The idea of Nike corporate employees shattering limits immediately made us think of a big project Nike did called Breaking 2. The goal was to break or shatter the 2-hour barrier for the marathon. They organized a team of 3 elite runners who trained for a private race that was live streamed on a Formula 1 racetrack in Italy in May 2017. While the marathon was being live streamed, my husband, Mike, and I were sitting at our home in our living room in Beijing watching it live. You see, Mike and I are both runners. In fact, 1 month before our meeting with Nike, we were both down in Malaysia participating in an extremely challenging trail race through a mountain. I did 30 kilometers and Mike attempted the 100-kilometer race, which had a 32-hour cutoff time, which is totally insane. We'll link an article he wrote about his 100-kilometer race down below. We instantly knew we could use Shattering Limits, the Breaking 2 project, and our running experience as a strong way to draw a connection with Nike. Persuasion Principle number 3. Focus on their needs. Now that we did our research and drew a connection, it was time for us to focus on their needs. The purpose of our meeting was not to simply talk about one of their past projects and the fact that we love running. The purpose was to match their need for presentation training with our unique presentation training program. So, with that in mind, we needed to brainstorm how to connect their need with our service in the theme of shattering limits. Here's what we came up with. 97% of people get nervous before they present. That means about 3% of employee team members don't get nervous. We want to train your people to shatter limits and break 3. Here are 3 unique ways we will help Nike break 3. After that introduction, we briefly touched on 3 things that are unique about our training that we thought Nike would value the most. We added 1 client testimonial related to each point to further persuade our audience. Also, we kept our presentation short and focused on their needs and values. I talk about this a bit more in depth in one of our other videos called How to Give a 5-Minute Presentation. For this pitch, here were the 3 unique ways we will help Nike break 3. Number 1, real presentations. Number 2, implementation. And lastly, number 3, global mindset. I'll expand on how we design these slides in the next principle. Persuasion Principle number 4, match their style and tone. There are many ways to match your audience's style and tone. Here are 4 ways we did this. First, we developed an entire presentation around Nike's corporate value of shattering limits and breaking 3. This is why principle number 1, research your audience, is so important. You can only utilize information you know. Second, we match their style and tone in our slides. Here's what some of our key slides looked like. Notice the athletes wearing Nike gear and the photo of their global headquarters in Oregon. Third, we matched their style and tone in our words by using common sports terms in our presentation. For example, coaching, competitors, teamwork, step-by-step game plan, etc. Lastly, we matched the style and tone of the person to whom we were presenting. For your audience, think about their style and tone. Are they excited or calm? Are they direct or indirect in their communication? Do they talk fast or slow? Matching how they communicate will help you be more persuasive. If you're meeting the person for the first time, you'll need to read them during the meeting. Reading people on the fly isn't easy, but it's an important soft skill you can develop through practice. So there you have it, an inside look at how we developed our pitch for Nike using these 4 principles of persuasion. Research your audience. Draw a connection. Focus on their needs. And lastly, match their style and tone. As bonus content for you, we've developed a checklist of things to consider when analyzing your audience. Directions to download these are right here. If you liked this video, Don't forget to hit the like button, share with your friends and colleagues, and subscribe for more content just like this. And we'll see you in the next video.